Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in the series between Franky and David. With Franky on my left side playing Reflect Refrain, while on my right side we have David playing Kaguya. Now Reflect Refrain, as I said before in my previous videos, for those who haven't watched, Reflect Refrain is a very consistent ruler and very flexible as well and versatile. The ability to draw, filter that is, the ability to do a lot of things like recovering at the end phase, so going very aggressive and going back to defensive plays, and the ability to pump up to hit more damage so could matter in the long run. Not only that, on the J rule side, the ability to bounce a Resonator, cancel a normal spell, and not only that, tutor for any cards you need. So it's pretty much one card with 6 abilities, which is very powerful in general compared to David's Kaguya. Now Kaguya does have the additional ability to draw 1 card when you play a moon card on the field, but however, in order to get those additional advantages, you need to play moons on the field, and by then those advantages are not for free compared to Reflect Refrain. Reflect Refrain able to speed the deck up quite quickly without using a lot of resource. So let's get back to the game itself. Currently, life point wise, 3,800 life point compared to 4,000 life point. We do see Franky playing the Rook Egg and Cuckoo Living Flame combination, dropping and attacking direct for 500, and David does take it, which does put him down to 3,500 life point. Now we did notice that Franky did have a last line hand, but choose not to play due to the fact that in the latest expansion set, there is a cancel spell can be cancelled on turn 1. For those who don't know, it's Whirlwind. Whirlwind, what it does is you can cancel any spell you want, and not only that, unless your opponent pays 1 resource, that cancel spell will resolve. So pretty much it's very good in the early game and sometimes in the mid game as well, but terrible in the late game. But it does help in the early game against any aggressive decks such as pretty much Reflect Refrain Rush. Allows you to force your opponent not to play too many last slot in the early game, and if you are, you're gonna be slowing down quite a bit because the fact that if you play anything like too early, I can have the option to cancel it. So using the Rook Egg and Cuckoo Living Flame to get a lot of combination or a lot of advantage, not only that, pushing aggressive play as well does give him the upper hand. Now we do see David using Awakening on the Wolf, which does give him +3/+3, and not that target attack as well. So putting a 8/8 body on the field, which is out of range from pretty much Lancelot's ability. But however, we do see that Franky does have Flame of Outer World. So Flame of Outer World can instantly one-shot that Wolf Outer World and do instant damage on the battlefield. Currently, field-wise, Moonbreeze Elf, Wolf compared to Cuckoo Living Flame and Shesh Cat on the battlefield. So when it comes to life point wise, Franky's in the late field wise is almost the same, but however, I will give Franky the upper hand because he is gaining a lot more resource a bit faster than his opponent. But however, let's see how everything goes. Dropping down the Guinevere, so he doesn't have to worry too much because he knows his opponent is tapped out, so he doesn't have to worry anything about Whirlwind. Let's see now, we do see a Split Heaven Nerf in Franky's hand for massive burn damage if necessary needed, and attacking direct for 500, and surprisingly he didn't actually block, David didn't actually block with the Wolf. Even he does pop out of, it might be not enough, but however, we don't know what Franky will do in that current situation. But if I was David, I would what can he actually do? At most he can Thunder off my Wolf, and we do a trade-off, but I'll be doing a Wolf trade with Thunder and Cuckoo Living Flame. So if it was me, I would definitely block with the Wolf because it will be out of range from Thunder anyway, and I'm doing a trade-off with 2 cards compared to 1. All it costs me just 3 resource, but however, it's worth the trade overall. And looks like Franky is going to use the filter ability, which allows him to draw a card and put one back at the bottom of the deck. So again, he can put any dead cards he doesn't need on top in his hand, put it back to the bottom, and get the cards he needs. So now with Franky noting that his opponent is tapped out, so he can take this opportunity to set up his field and not worry about any cancel spell, because always in any control matchup you have to worry about what cancel spell they have or what cancel spell they might have, and you have to play around it, which is kind of annoying overall. Now paying 200 life point using the Moonshade to put a Rook Egg on the field, now he has a Rook Egg and a Guinevere, which does allow him to gain a lot of hand advantage as well and draw power. So let's let you know. Field wise, Cuckoo Living Flame, 2 Shesh Cat, Rook Egg, and a Guinevere compared to Moonbreeze and a Wolf. So field advantage we do, it does go towards Franky. Life point was also 3,600 compared to 3,000 life point, 600 difference, so Franky is in the lead with life point as well. So let's see now. We do know that we do have David have a lot of cards in hand, but however, with so many cards in hand, you can't use it. It doesn't matter. If you can't gain the extra hand advantage you need or any power plays in the early game, your opponents will overwhelm you on the battlefield. So you have to use something with this hand advantage if possible. We're already at the 5-minute mark now, so actually 5-minute and 20-second mark now. So let's see what can David do in this situation. If I was him, if he has any like massive removal like AoE damage, like such as Flame King Shell. Flame King Shell is a very popular card now these days because due to the fact that a lot of people are playing a lot of weaker resonators like Weenies, like Rook Egg, Guinevere, Cheshire and so on. It does allow you to massively remove the field effectively, and none of that drop a red resonant from your hand on the battlefield, 3 costs below to attack right away. We do notice that he does have Appreciate in hand, and attacking with the Wolf, and obviously getting blocked by the Rook Egg, obviously, to get a 3+1. And looks like he is adding a Lancelot because we did notice that Franky did put a Lancelot back to the bottom deck during last turn, so meaning that he can search for the Lancelot later in the game. So Rook Egg, very powerful. Search for any red resonant you need from your deck to add to your hand, give you any option you need. For example, you need Susano, you need anything, all easy peasy, nothing to worry. So let's see now. We do notice that David have 3 resource open, so meaning he has a cancel spell in hand perhaps, or he might be just bluffing to his opponent saying, hey, if you're gonna do anything, I'm gonna cancel it perhaps, and perhaps that he doesn't have a cancel spell in hand. But we do see that David does have at least 1 cancel spell in hand to prevent anything happening. Using Guinevere before and discarding Necromancy while drawing 2 cards. Necromancy very powerful in the graveyard in this type of aggressive deck due to the fact that it does allow you to drop a Lancelot on the battlefield, and when you do, it gains the extra benefit of having a lot of, you know, power up, because when Lancelot drops a play, it will become 8 off the bat, and it does drop the Lancelot. Let's see what can David do, cancelling it right over the bat, so not allowing the Lancelot into play. But however, we do see here Franky do have a second Lancelot in hand, I believe, or was it out of war? I can't see from this angle. Using its effect to recover its Kaguya Living Flame so it doesn't get targeted. But for me, I don't know about this play by Franky. If I was Franky, I would just draw more cards, because the fact that the Wolf has target attack already, so meaning whatever position you put it in, it will get attacked right away. And again, in comes the Wolf attacking to the Kaguya Living Flame, so recovering that Kaguya Living Flame wasn't really a good option. If it was me, I would just draw a card or something like down the line outside of it. So now he does attack into, but Guinevere is still in place, which does allow him to sacrifice the Kaguya Living Flame to draw 2 cards and discarding 1. So he didn't lose anything for that matter, but instead, if I still was Franky, I would still draw a card instead overall, compared to recovering a Resonator when my opponent has a target attack Resonant field, so it doesn't really matter overall. So let's see now, life point wise, 3,600 compared to 3,000 life points. Field wise, Wolf, Moonbreeze compared to can't see Franky's hands blocking a Cheshire Cat and a Guinevere, and 2 Magic Stone open at the same time. So let's see what can David do now. Well, David does have 4 Magic Stone open, well actually 5 technically, so he can do a lot of things, and does drop the Appreciate in play and giving a flying as well and attacking directly to the Guinevere. But however, in comes the Flame of Outerworld, which does cost Franky quite a bit, because double Moonshade mean 400 life point. Not only that, Appreciate will cost Franky an extra 500 life, so a total 900 life point, which does put him down to 2,700 life point compared to David's 3,000. In comes Flame King Shell, doing massive AoE damage on the board, killing the field, and doing 400 extra damage, and dropping the Lancelot with double Necromancy in the graveyard. Not looking too good for David at the moment, with double Necromancy and AoE damage down to the Wolf. 700 will be enough to get rid of the Wolf, and taking 1,000 damage in the long run as well. So that was a massive power play played by Franky. 400 damage AoE damage, and dropping the Lancelot after that, and double Necromancy in the graveyard, giving the extra power he needs. And going aggressive with the Guinevere, attacking directly for 200, which put David down to 1,800 life point compared to Franky's 2,700, recovering Resonant and Judgmenting right off the bat. Now, with 5 counters in play, he can easily bounce any cards in play or cancel any normal spell and tutor for any cards he needs. In comes the Angel, which does Awakening, but however, Guinevere is still in place, sacrificing and draw 2 new cards and discarding 1. So pretty much David was forced to use the Awakening whether he likes to or not, because the fact that the Lancelot sitting on 10/10 can easily one-shot his whole field because of that. So let's see what can David do in this situation. He does have 2 Magic Stone open, so let's see what he can do. If I was David, I will put another Resonant on the battlefield, and he chooses not to, surprisingly. And I thought he will, but I guess not. And I'm surprised that Franky didn't bounce back his Resonant back to his hand, because now his opponent will be wide open for massive power plays. And in comes Split Heaven and Earth, and let's see that he has a counter spell, and no he doesn't, taking a massive amount of damage, and overall, that's the game, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.